Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News, and we have some big updates to get into regarding the Clayton Echard paternity scandal. I've got actual notes here on my tablet I'm going to be sharing with you. Tomorrow, there is going to be a meeting between the judge and Clayton Echard's side versus Jane Doe's side. I do believe that both Clayton and Jane are supposed to be there, or one or the other. It's going to be a 30-minute in-person hearing, and this hearing is going to decide the tone of the way the judge wants this case to go. I'm going to discuss the hearing a little bit more in a minute, but first I want to get to two articles that were written and I guess just came out today. Now, we've been waiting for the avalanche to come. It's not here yet. By avalanche, I mean we're waiting for one of these articles to go viral on Reddit where all of a sudden every single person is on top of this story. It's national news. It's wild. It might make, not just entertainment news, but it leads to so many more questions with regards to people that weaponize the court system and all of that. So we're going to be covering this right now and talking about it here, but I expect tomorrow for more information to come out. By the way, if anyone's in the Maricopa County area, I am looking for a field reporter. I am looking for someone to attend this public court hearing tomorrow. What I'm asking for a small stipend is that you would be able to get on a phone call with me, as anonymous as you need to be. Just don't have to say who you are. I'll know who you are. I'm asking for you to come to the court hearing at 10:30 in the morning, take notes, and then let us know what the hell goes on in there. Again, it's public. We're allowed to know. I just can't be there in person. And then as soon as the hearing's over, we'll live stream, and I just want you to call in and tell us what was said and done. And of course, we'll confirm that when the minutes do come out, but I don't think we need to wait for it to go through the legal system. I think we can come straight to here. So let me know. Shoot me a DM on Instagram at DNeals if you're in Maricopa County and can be reliable. I don't want someone to get cold feet in the morning. Again, it's perfectly legal to go into the courtroom and just listen as a sort of taxpayer to see what's going on with the judicial process. Absolutely. All right. And in other ways you can support the channel, we've got a free mailing list right there. Scan it with your phone, open the camera, scan it, or go to linktree.com/Dave Neal. Great way to stay in touch. And if you want to support what we're doing, I am trying to make it out there for the actual evidentiary hearing and report live. I've got approval as a member of the Professional Society of Journalists. I have approval from the Maricopa County court system to record from the outside and get whatever interviews we can. If anyone wants to talk to us, we'll have to see when that court date actually is. But if you want to help support that cause and want to see this actually play out, because of course we all have a public interest here, just scan that code and you can join the Patreon for free, or you can also join the paid Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal. All right, so let's go into it. Two articles were written. We'll get back to the court stuff in a second. Legal drama unfolds. Bachelor star Clayton Echard's counters Arizona women's bizarre paternity claims. Former Bachelor star Clayton Echard faces a peculiar legal battle with Jane Doe, who falsely claimed pregnancy with twins from an encounter. The case reveals a web of accusations, counter-accusations, and legal complexities. In a twist that seems lifted straight from a reality TV script, former Bachelor star Clayton finds himself embroiled in a bizarre legal drama with Jane Doe, an Arizona woman who made eyebrow-raising paternity claims. By the way, they couldn't write this in a reality TV script because, first of all, they don't have writers, and second of all, they're not that talented to write something so crazy. The dispute, which has captured public attention, revolves around Jane's assertion that she was pregnant with twins as a result of an encounter with Clayton, a claim she later recanted amidst a legal battle filled with accusations and counter. I don't know if she recanted that part. The spark that ignited the fire, the legal skirmish between Jane Doe, hailing from Scottsdale, Arizona, filed a paternity suit in Maricopa County Superior Court in August 2023, seeking child support from Clayton. The claim was peculiar from the start, as Clayton Echard, a Scottsdale-based personal training coach and a familiar face from reality television, insisted the only sexual encounter between them involved oral sex, making the paternity claim scientifically implausible. Eckerd's defense vehemently denied Jane's allegations, accusing her of fabricating medical documents and lying about her pregnancy. Jane Doe is no stranger to the legal system, having previously used it to lodge complaints against multiple men with whom she's had encounters, including filing domestic violence suits and making unverified claims of abuse or pregnancy. This pattern of behavior has led to a labyrinth of legal disputes, culminating in both Clayton and Jane Doe obtaining orders of protection against each other. In court, Jane Doe testifies to her pregnancy, but later, in a bewildering turn, declared she was no longer pregnant, offering no explanation for the change in her condition. The condition being pregnancy. The battle for truth and consequences. In response to Jane's withdrawal of the paternity claim, Eckerd is now seeking attorney's fees and sanctions against her, arguing that the lawsuit constituted harassment. The upcoming evidentiary hearing, scheduled for February 27th, will see Judge Matta delving into the merits of Eckerd's request for sanctions and attorney's fees. This legal battle has not only piqued the curiosity of the public, but also highlighted the complexities and potential misuse of the legal system in personal disputes. In the end, the saga between Eckerd and Doe transcends the personal, touching on broader themes of truth, accountability, and the consequences of wielding the legal system as a weapon in personal vendettas. As the legal proceedings unfold, observers wait with bated breath for the final curtain, hoping for a resolution that brings clarity to the perplexing drama. Very fascinating and well-written article there for those that might not know much about the case. Also here in the AZ Central, I don't know if you guys know this, but when I follow Arizona news, I go to azcentral.com. Scottsdale Bachelor star is going to court to demand sanctions in paternity case. So this is written by Jimmy Jenkins. Kind of the same deal. She's in a petition for a court order of paternity seeking child support. Clayton responds to the petition to establish paternity by saying pregnancy has not been proven, neither has paternity. How has her paternity lawsuit against Clayton evolved? She initially claimed she was pregnant with twins after having sexual intercourse with Eckerd. Well, she claims she was intimate with him. She didn't claim intercourse, right away at least. He denied the paternity. In court filings, he said they only had oral sex. That was all. Again, we also know, they don't mention it here, that she redacted that information from the emails. So for the public perception, she did not want people to know she only blew him. Attorneys for Clayton requested a ruling that Eckerd was not the father in sanctions against Doe because they contended the complaint was filed as harassment. Clayton is also seeking an order compelling DNA testing records to be released, and he wants her to pay for his attorney's fees. Doe subsequently filed a motion to dismiss the petition to establish paternity, saying she was no longer pregnant. What's supposed to happen next? Judge Julie Matta granted Owen's motion to drop the petition for paternity, but said the issues of sanctions and attorney's fees still need to be resolved. The parties are scheduled to argue their positions at an evidentiary hearing on February 27th, which takes us to you and I right now. So let me go to my notes here, which I've got on my tablet, and see what I wrote down. Of course, we have inside sources talking to us here. The court will decide on a motion to continue. By taking Clayton's deposition, though, as we remember, Clayton can argue possibly that it's unfair for Jane Doe to not have to do a deposition. Nobody really has ever filed a paternity case like this before, and there's no case law in Arizona. So it's hard to know where this will stand, because without case law, the judge can't cite a case and say, well, because of the case of swallows versus mussels, we got to rule in this order, which might mean that the case could possibly go, I guess, into a higher court system. Is that right? I don't know. Some have wondered if this case will be sort of dismissed in family court so it can be brought up again in civil court. There are non-compliance issues. Jane Doe, doesn't want to provide documents publicly. That's why she hasn't wanted to do a deposition, right? Well, it doesn't, that information, you could argue, doesn't mean she shouldn't be deposed. Like, she still, again, is she unwilling to do the deposition because she's worried about what the public thinks, or is this just the reason why she doesn't want to be caught in more lies where she perjures herself? By taking Clayton's deposition, Clayton argues it's unfair, and they said the court system could possibly demand that Jane Doe be deposed and fine her, hit her in the wallet, which will be interesting. I mean, she'll have to sell a horse or something if she dodges this thing so many times. Either way, we're going to know tomorrow what is actually going down. In the motion that Woodnick Law filed a few weeks ago, they had a motion which asked for 60 more days of work to kind of look at all the information, which probably won't be granted. That's a long time. But the judge might say, all right, you got 2 more weeks. The other very important thing that Clayton's lawyers are asking for is more time. Right now, there's only, a 30 or maybe 45-minute, I think just 45-minute court case, which means they each get like 20 minutes to present their side. There's so much information that needs to come out that Clayton's side is asking for 2 hours. That's where we stand. Tomorrow morning, 10:30, whatever Arizona time that is, we will get that information. It's happening. It's a 30-minute hearing, and the judge is just going to hear them both out, what Jane Doe's lawyer has to say, what Clayton's lawyer has to say, and make a decision. I'm not a judge. I don't know if you guys knew this. I am in the Society of Professional Journalists, but I'm not a judge. If I were a judge, where it stands right now, I would say, well, as much as I don't want to give you 2 full hours, this is so interesting. Let's just see what everybody has to say. Wouldn't that be fun? I mean, no one's got a better seat in the house than the judge as they watch this all play out. And I'm assuming nobody wants justice more than a judge. And boy, I'm sure this judge can smell bullshit when she sees it. We'll have to see how this all plays out. I will be reporting tomorrow on my live stream during the court case. Now, doesn't mean we're not going to be in the courtroom, but we will be live as we wait with bated breath to find out what the next moves are. Join me then. We'll be back with more content right after this.